If you're watching this and you feel like you're evolving, you're expanding, you're growing, next year you should reintroduce yourself to your friends. You're not going to be the same person. That's not how it works. So I want to share 3 specific points on how to do this that if even one of them you implemented into your life, it would change the whole trajectory. It would skyrocket you. The first one, the concept you need to understand is you can't outperform your code. There is a ceiling that has been set for you based on the mind, your code that's running right now. And I don't care how much you want it, how big your goals are, how I'm meant for more. If you don't learn what I'm going to share with you, you will not outperform your code. Most people run outdated code written by fear and family. Write that down. Most people are running code in their mind that was written from fear, false evidence appearing real, or family members. The fear of judgment, the fear of being outcast, the fear of disappointing the people we love. And that's just not a healthy first principles approach to winning in life. When I go back into my 20s, there was this period from pretty much 17 when I got out of rehab and I learned to code and I started business and I failed. First company, second company. It wasn't until I was 24 that I got a mentor, this coach named Bob, no different than me for you. And Bob taught me a different way of operating the business side of things. And that's where I got really great at the concepts of marketing and sales and delivery and nerdy business things. But the problem is that I was running from a code that was trying to escape the not enoughness. I was operating programs on top of an operating system that was not worthy, trying to prove other people wrong. A very dark energy. What shifted for me was understanding that if I installed what I'm about to share with you a more positive pull instead of an anger, it was more of an expansion, what I call a light energy versus a dark energy. Holy, it was 100 times more powerful. Everything in my life shifted and zeros got added to my net worth and relationships got so much better. The trust, the depth, the conversation, finding my wife Renee, all of those things came on the backside of what I'm about to share with you. And I don't share those lightly. It is this powerful. When I look back at my first company, Spheric, and even though my mentor helped me go from 2 failed companies back to doing almost $1 million in revenue in the first 12 months, what nobody knows is I got stuck at $1 million for almost another year. So you gotta understand I went from 0 to 960,000 and then stayed at $1 million one. And it frustrated me because I'm well, how did I learn how to do this and grow, and here I am. I don't know if you've ever felt like this, but it's I'm doing the work. I want to win. I'm showing up and somehow I can't, the ceiling's there. And the reason why is I can't outperform my code. I had a belief of what I was worth. I had a belief for what was a lot. And my mind at that point thought $1 million was wild, was a lot of money, was more than I ever thought possible. And the problem is that we have these thermostats set in our mind. And when they get low, we heat them up, right? If our bank accounts get too low, we work really hard to fill them back up. If they get too high, we slow down. And I didn't know that my old high was causing me to not want to fight for more. Now, it's not I didn't want it until you reprogram your mind and tell yourself, and it's kind of wild because you actually literally have to ask yourself how would I act if it was at a number that would make me change my behaviors today? How do you make the old high the new low? Do you see how that reprogramming has to go? It's got to flip. You got to make the old high the new low. You have to be okay, when I get to 160 pounds, I decide to go on a diet. And right now I'm at 150 pounds, and I feel really good at myself because I'm not 160. But at 150, you start slacking off going to the gym. You start making worse decisions about what you eat. You don't follow your meal prep. You start having desserts. And then you balloon back up to 160. And then you're at 160 and you're okay, I got to get a bit more consistent. And then you go down to 150. And you just oscillate. See, you have to make it where you act the way you would if you didn't have it. And that's where you got to reprogram the mind. You got to challenge yourself. It's wild to see the mind do this. Okay, but that's what happened. When I made the old high, the new low, my revenue skyrocketed. And then I've just learned to reprogram that every level. So now it's not about the level I'm at. It's about the potential of for me, the universe. When you want to talk about mindset, I'm here in Dubai. I look at potential, not my path potential of all of it. That's number one. Number two, this is going to be a challenge for you to hear, but awareness breaks automation. See, most people, they call them NPCs, okay? Non-player characters. Most people go through the world and don't even see the pattern that they're running. They're acting like ants. They just do, and they think they have autonomy. They think that they're being creative. They think, but the truth is 98% of their thoughts and actions are the same day over day. See, the moment you can see your pattern, you stop being the pattern. Write that down. The moment you can see the pattern, you stop being the pattern. And if you're not aware of where you're just settled into this automation of not asking for more, expecting more, desiring more, you're just like kind of settled in. That's the challenge, right? So, one of my core rules I'm going to invite you to consider is always ask for feedback. 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 Feedback is your fuel. Write that down. Feedback is your fuel. The way we reprogram our mind is through getting feedback from other people. That's a feedback loop. That's like analytics in software. The analytics tells us where the software isn't performing as good or where users aren't using it right. That feedback is how we make the product better. We rewrite the code. Okay, I do this in every aspect of my life at my family life, every week with my wife, Renee. How have I been showing up for you as a husband? Every week with my kids. I've never been a dad of boys your age. I don't know what I'm doing. I could really use some feedback on how I can be better with my team. Hey, we just shot that YouTube video. What do you got for me for feedback? What do you think worked? What do you think are opportunities to improve? I need that. It's my oxygen. That's how I rewrite the code. See, if I don't have that, then I can't get better. Even yesterday, I was on this couch shooting a pod with Renee, her pod. He said, she said on into the wild. After we were done right over there, I said, "Hey babes, awesome podcast. Really appreciate it. I'm just curious. Do you have any feedback for me?" Now, here's the cool part, just as like an aside. When you ask somebody for feedback, you know it's a natural tendency for them to do after is for them to ask you for feedback. So, if you ever feel inclined to want to tell somebody something where they can get better, start by asking them what you can do to get better. And if they're socially aware, they'll probably ask, like my wife did yesterday. And then that's just an easier way to have that conversation. But for me, the feedback is how I create the awareness of removing the automation so that I can improve the activity, the actions. Okay, see how that works? Another thing I do, if you read my book, the last chapter is a bonus chapter, 7 pillars. I have these 7 pillars every Friday. I rate myself okay out of 10. And I take 2 of the lowest scores of those 7 pillars and I make a commitment to action to reprogram my mind, my behavior, my calendar on the 2 lowest scores so that the following week they'll at least not be the lowest score. See how that creates a rhythm of rewriting the code? You guys can go read that chapter. It's in my book. It's a bonus chapter. Final thing I want to share with you, really important, because I need you to learn how to do this, is rewrite or repeat. Rewrite or repeat. Rewrite or repeat. It's your choice. If you execute the same loop even over different decades, it'll be the same unless you change the code. If who you were today was who you needed to become, then you'd already have what you want. The whole idea of asking yourself, what is that future desired reality I want to live in, and how would that person at that stage act today, and then try to emulate the kind of person that would live in that world today. That is the go-to move. You know, a long time ago, one of my mentors taught me that everybody, you, me, everybody you see, even the NPCs, the non-player characters, they're all running a primary question. They're answering a question always that kind of guides their day, right? And that question is what drives the values, the beliefs, the actions. And if you can rewrite that question for you, that primary question, you can shift the code that is executing on the operating system, which is your mind, to get what you want to achieve. My question that I rewrote that I've shared dozens of times is, how can I appreciate even more God's grace and guidance in this moment here in Dubai with you? Just you and I, me writing down things that were on my heart. Sharing from a place of contribution and service and being of help. No distractions, no nothing else. Just knowing that you're listening and you're watching and you're leaning in and you're trusting me to serve you in a way that'll inspire and push and be an example for you to do things that are way outside your comfort zone. When I ask myself that question, no matter what's going on in my life, how can I appreciate even more God's grace and guidance in this moment? For me, that always aligns me to my highest self, to my best code, to the best operating system. It is the most powerful thing. Every person is walking around like an optimization routine. They're like optimizing for certain things. That thing is their question. If you don't know what your question is, if you don't write it down, if you don't ask yourself, then you're just always getting derailed. It's a massive idea. We have to rewrite our underperforming code. We have to be aware of where we're just in an automated loop so we can break out of it, and we have to rewrite it or we'll just repeat it. That life, a lot of people live 25 years experience, but they're just reliving that same year 25 times. They don't have 25 years of experience. This is what I want you to know. You can all caps bolded, highlighted. You can reprogram your mind. I don't know who convinced you that your IQ is fixed, your character is fixed. I'm an introvert. No, you're not. I have ADHD. Maybe you don't. Maybe you can reprogram it. Maybe you can get free of it. Maybe you can break the cycle. Maybe you are the person in your family lineage, even though you have proof that everybody before you was a certain way, so you must be that way. I'm telling you, you can reprogram your mind. You can decide to become and act and do whatever way you want. If you understand what I just shared with you, here's the big idea. Every mind can be reprogrammed. The programming language of the mind are questions. And when we ask ourselves powerful questions, it redirects our focus, and we get what we focus on. Your existence, the reality, what you feel is the byproduct of your most dominant thoughts, actions, and feelings. And if we learn how to reprogram our mind through questions to give us the focus to take the actions to rebuild the beliefs, so we can take that with us in that new version of us to the next challenge or interaction or opportunity, that person will get that desired reality. That's what I want for you more than anything. So leave a comment below and let me know, what did you need to hear most today? What did you resonate with? What did you believe that you thought was fixed that now is different? I want to hear what was the most important part for you today below in the comments. And with that, I appreciate the opportunity to support you, your dreams, the trust you have in me, to guide you through my experiences, through my stories. It means the world to me. Peace.